Hey people, what's up? You're probably noticing I'm gonna work and everything's dark. Well, I only got on certain lights because I'm gonna be working in this area over here. And our floors are pretty dirty underneath the machines. When people fill their machine up with too much glue, everybody does it. I've done it, and it drips out the side, and it builds up on the floor. So I'm gonna show you first what I have to clean, and then my ideas. This is gonna be like a progression. I'll show you me working on a little bit and what it takes to clean this glue up. I've did it to a few machines already, but I got a couple more I got to get done. This is the floor. Well, this is around our glue tank. That's I think 250, 300 gallons in it. And this pan catches whatever you take out of the tank and put it in a bucket. And this pan will catch whatever. And I usually take it out of there and mix it with some water, thin it out, put it in the machine. It's fine. Sometimes it overflows all over the floor, and it gets, people cardboard and boards down, it sticks to the floor. But since it's been so humid in the summertime, you can clean this up. And you can see how thick it is. That's my foot. It's about a good 8 inches, 10 inches thick there, all around the pallets. Everything's glued to the floor. So what I'm going to use is, you see that little garden scraper? That'll be toward the end. I am not using this to scrape this right now, because that's just too thick and there's too much there. What I'm going to use is this, and I move the forks close together, and it makes one big scraper. And I'll show you how I do that, or I already know how they move together, but I'll show you it in action, to say. So I'll set this up, and I'll go right in here. I'll move some of this stuff out of here first, and I'll go right in here and peel up a nice big chunk for you. It's pretty cool. Down to the floor, which anchors that machine. So you gotta watch your forks, don't go in too far. If you bend any of that, it'll get out of whack. It'll break loose if you. Big chunk. How about that, huh? I gotta put this on a pallet. Another stab at it. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Of glue, as you can imagine. Slide it up. It's a little sticky. Probably about 50 pounds of glue, but you can see you got boards. It's pretty thick, man. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple days. I got a lot of it done, and not a lot of it, actually probably like half of it. I can't get underneath here because of this, and I hit it with the cage a couple of times, but it didn't bend anything out of place. I'm gonna have to take them tomorrow. I'll make sure everything's cleaned out. I'll take the stand out, these pallets, some bundles, some of them labels, and there's a couple tanks of glue back there, so I can come in from that side and stick my forks right in there and rip that big piece out of there. But this is as far as I can get down, and there's about an inch or two still left on the floor. That'll come up. It's gonna come up, trust me. But that's it. And all, here it is on a pallet. This is the glue that I got. That's just about half of it, so a little bit more than half. But it took a while. I think it takes longer to clean off the forks than it did to pick it up off the floor. Or about the same. I got glue all over my tires. Yeah, all over my tires and stuff. If it's raining today, I'll take it down the dock and wear some of it off, I guess. But that's it for now. And here we got day 2. This is the next pile. Got as much as I can get out of there. These pallets are gonna have to come out some other time. I have to scrape all this up. This is still got a couple inches on here. I'm gonna spray it down with the pump sprayer and get in there, but I gotta make legs for that first. So I can take it out, stack them on top of it, put it back in there. It'll look nice. There's a lot of hand scraping to do, but it'll get done. Well, here we are. These are, I call these half pallets. They're not very big at all. They're like the half size of a pallet. And this is third half pallet. Well, I had a lot more. This is about half of what I put on there. But this is how much I got done so far. I hurt my back last week, so I couldn't work on it for a week. I keep spraying it and spraying it and spraying it, and it's coming up. But it takes a long time, and it's very, very hard. I got a garden scraper over there, and I sharpened the edge, and it takes a lot to swing that, or to slide it in there and just constantly scrape it up. This is the least I have to worry about. This is very thin stuff here. The majority of the big stuff is out. Now I'm going to scrape all this stuff up with the garden scraper, but that stuff right there along that edge of that stand, I'm going to use the forklift. And I still got all that stuff back there. That stand I got to take out of there. But I found a rat's nest on the other side of that. There was a piece of cardboard up against there. I pulled the cardboard off. I started pulling stuff out. It was a rat's nest. That had rat droppings and everything. It stunk like ammonia. So I can imagine what's underneath that last pallet. So I'm going to get to scraping some more and add into my pallet of glue. Now here's the after. A little bit more on there. And that's what I got. I could spray it down one more time and take a little putty knife like that, or a wider one, and go down and scrape up all the little stuff skimmed on the floor. But this stuff was pretty hard to get out of there, but I got it out of there. I didn't use the forklift, I just used the scraper. Here's what I got done. I got it all finished. All it has to do is like spray it one more time and mop it all up. But I got all of that that stuff up underneath there. Now all I have to do is clean out this. But first I want to do this because I can't go in here and tackle them skids yet unless I clean this out. And what I'm going to do is take this glue pan out, take this tank, and the bottom pallet I'm going to leave there. I'm going to take that out separate and throw it in a dumpster. But I got to clean all this out with the forks before I even get to that. I'm going to leave the bottom one there, throw that in a dumpster, and make legs for that one so it's up off the ground. And well, let's get cracking. This, you just have to keep going like this. And scrape. This is how I did it underneath that machine. I sprayed it down for a couple days so it'll soak it up. Not much of it did. It did pretty good though. You know, and after a little bit of scraping like that, you gotta tear it off. And then need myself a flat shovel, but I don't got one. So I got one up front, but I just ain't gonna go up and get it. Well, I'm all done, and here's what I got. Here's the finished product. I got the floor all scraped up and mopped and cleaned. I put these little buckets or little boxes under here, and I taped up the corners because people, I mean, some people who start on a new machine or whatever, they don't know how much glue to put in the machine, and it drips out and it goes down on the floor, and that's what we had. And I took the tank out, scraped the entire floor, put everything back. I put the tank on blocks on the pallets there. I put the tank on the pallets, but the pallets on the blocks, so it keeps it up off the ground, just in case if we ever overflow that tank or anything, I don't have to throw a whole pallet away. I could just scrape and throw the blocks away. And as for this, I might have to do it next year. It's getting a little too cool this year for to clean this floor, and it's just as bad. I don't know if you can catch that or not, but it's almost just as bad as this was. And it was a task, but you know, it took some time. But you know, you chip away at it. I look at it like this: when you ever have big projects, you just look at it like a big rock you have to move. You just keep chipping away at it, and you get it. You know, sometimes it takes some time to work on stuff, and you get it done. You just keep chipping away at it like that big rock I said. But that's about it. That's what it takes to clean a floor here, just around that. So, thanks for watching.